Everybody does that. It's okay.
I'm ready for the truth, says Retha. Oh, yeah, aren't we all? The dog went to the retention pond. It was on the dispatch call. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. Thank you so much, Island. Island says, I'm thinking he got into the vehicle that turned its lights on after the ruckus. Is he okay or not okay when he gets in that vehicle? Cannon wants to know, does anyone believe any of the parents have been interrogated the way you would interrogate a real suspect? Interesting question.
Call from Petra.
Hey, Petra, you are live on air with Jay. What's on your mind?
Hi, I just wanted to say I can't remember how to pinpoint the interview, but I'm sorry about the dog.
That's okay.
The interview,
You're
but
awesome.
Katie was answering a question, and she stated mistakenly and caught herself. She was saying when she went to the school that he was already, and then he kind of stopped her, and Chris did, by coughing or something. Does that sound familiar
I
to you?
remember that. Yep. She said, and he was already, and then she stops, and then she starts talking about running
Yes,
back to the house or
I still
something.
think that is something so important, but I don't know what it is. But I just wanted to remind everyone that that's a key too. I think that I wish someone could figure out. And the second thing I just wanted to say that it's so sad that the teachers spoke so highly and lovingly of the child, but not one Proudfoot did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all. And I thank you for your show.
Well, I thank you for calling in, ma'am. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. I love watching it. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
Okay. You too. Bye.
All right, bye. Y'all, I have the best callers. I mean, do I not? You guys are so smart. You are so well thought out. You are so respectful. Jay is for Justice. Wonderful Wednesday has been a success since we started this. Give me a call, 727-755-6001. Phone lines are open, 408. You've been trying to get through. The phone line's open for you right meow. You've tried 6 times. 8 times. 408. Come on. The line is open for you. 727-755-6001. $408. Why didn't it ring? What's going on here? $408. I'm going to call you. I don't know why it's not ringing. Let's call 408 back. They've been trying. We'll call them. Don't call me. I'll call you.
Please leave your message for
Hey, 408. I'll call you because it's not ringing on my end. And I don't know why. 408. If you're listening, let me call you.
Please leave your message for
408. It's not ringing on my end. I can see you calling, but it's not ringing. So let me call you. You ready? 1, 2. There it is. There's 408. God almighty.
From
Shelly.
Shelly, we connect. You are live
Yay,
on air
Jay.
with Jay. What's up?
Right on. This is the first time ever.
Well, yay, I'm fine. I'm glad you finally got through. Thank you for trying so hard.
Thank you. You know, Jay, this case sucks, okay?
Yeah, it does.
I worked with autistic kids for 7 years, highly, on a high spectrum. They are the most loving kids ever. And they love you unconditionally. I truly do not believe he left the house. They have their quirks, but it's so they're just beautiful human beings, and it just breaks my heart that these parents are just so dysfunctional and so unloving. It breaks my heart. I mean, I don't know what happened. I'm not going to accuse anybody of anything, but it's really sad.
It is. It's extremely sad. It's very unfortunate. And, it's like we all seem to care more. I'm not going to.
Whoops.
I didn't mean to play that. We're not, we seem to care more than, they do. And the teachers, told us in a 2-minute clip more about Sebastian than we've heard in 3 months. That was positive.
Right. And I was a special education aide with the teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and they took college classes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They would talk over our heads. It's like, what? They were so smart. Actually, like in one particular subject, they are like engineers.
Yeah, like
Or,
Sebastian could play chess. Like, I don't even know how
right.
to play chess. Like, I mean,
I don't. And even in art, whatever they were good at, they were the best at.
mm-hmm.
And they never disrespected me. They were always like, even if I go visit, I used to work at a college with them, and if I go visit the class, they always, Shelly, and they give me a hug.
Aw.
They're just so loving.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them have space issues where they don't like to be affectionate, but they learn how.
Right.
I mean, I'm just so distraught over this case. It's just so much drama. It's not about Sebastian. It's about those stupid parents. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, they've gone quiet lately. But you know what?
But
So is Sebastian's case. So it's like a double-edged sword, right?
right. Well, I feel for Sebastian. Wherever he is, even if he has passed, he's at peace. He doesn't deserve this kind of life. He does not.
No. And who's going to want to come back to
Nobody.
that after what, his father said
I mean,
about him?
it doesn't matter if he's autistic or not. He's a child. He's a human being.
Right.
They're the parents.
Well, and I feel like too that they're kind of like overplaying the autism. I think this is more about abuse than autism.
Yes, they're the ones with the problem, not Sebastian. I mean, Sebastian is an innocent child. And but you know what? You cracked me up otherwise.
Well, thank you.
Your laugh, and you know what? You say it like it is, and I just appreciate your show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Yeah, and I know you're all the way in Florida. I'm in California.
Oh, wow.
And
You're way on the other side from me.
well, originally I'm from Hawaii.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, I haven't been to Florida in a long time, but it's hot as hell over there.
Yes, especially lately. It's been very hot. But you sound
Yeah.
lovely, and I'm so glad that you called
Thank
in.
you. You too.
Yeah,
You too. I appreciate it, and thank you for letting me talk.
absolutely. Anytime. Enjoy the rest of your night.
And I'm watching your channel, so thank you.
Okay. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
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 Bye, hon.
Bye.
What a sweetheart. We have the best colors, I'm telling you. I cannot get over it. I told him to go to bed, and he did. Aw, thanks, Damon Lee. I appreciate you guys, too. Calm before the storm. I know it's been awfully quiet. It's like crickets out there. It's like the Twilight Zone. Yeah. If you say his name, he'll look. If you call his name, he'll look. If he's not being verbal at the moment. He's 15 and snacks. It's all red flags. 727-755-6001. Let's take some more calls tonight.
Because we bought snacks because, he's 15 and snacks.
Cookie. Bad, and he did. I like I've never been to Hawaii. What would Katie have done with him after the Roadhouse? That's what I don't understand. I don't either, always late. I don't understand any of it. None of it makes sense. Let's take a couple more of your calls. 727-755-6001. We are live from Studio J in Clearwater, Florida tonight.
Call from
Carol Bow Barrel. Can you turn down your YouTube?
Yep. I'm trying.
You're good. Take your time, babe.
Okay, there it is. I think Katie was done with Sebastian a long time ago.
You do? Why do you think that?
It's just her. When her and Seth were first married, she went off to the Navy. She didn't have him for all that time in the Navy, and she was deployed overseas, and she lost interest in the child. But then she was more or less, with the divorce, she was forced to take care of him after the divorce. And she always blames Seth for that. That's why she did it on her anniversary.
You think she gave Seth that much thought?
Oh, yeah, I think she was still in love with Seth. Just like Seth is still in love with her.
Katie?
Yep.
Why do you think that?
The way he reminisces, when he reminisced in the past videos and almost started to cry.
I think he's in love with her, but I don't know about her.
I don't know. Maybe she's not. I don't know. But it must be hell living with Proudfoot.
Yeah.
I mean, with him yelling and constantly stomping and strutting his stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be jumpy as all hell.
Yeah, it's triggering for sure.
I mean, it would be like a trigger for me because I was in the military myself, and certain noises trigger me. And him thumping his fist on a table or throwing a hissy fit in the middle of not even provoked, that would make people nervous.
Yeah, I mean...
And with his ultimatums and stuff, I could see him telling you it's either him or me.
Yeah, I can see that too.
And I think that she got mad at him for some reason. He broke something, or he wasn't listening to her. He sassed his mouth. Kids do that. They get sassy.
Mm-hmm.
And she just turned around and backhanded him in the mouth. And he probably reached back or fell back on the headboard and hit his head, and then she called Chris and had him clean it up.
So you think Chris came home? He wasn't home?
I think he was at the trailer at his mom's. Either at the trailer or at his mom's. Because I think CPS told him not to live there while Sebastian was being investigated for his
You think that's why he was gone?
Yep.
Interesting. Well, thank you for calling in tonight and giving your theory.
And I also think that he may be in the Mississippi River or Yogi Bear Campground or I-55 corridor.
Why?
In Mississippi.
Oh, what's the I-55 corridor?
It's from Memphis all the way to Jackson. People are dropping bodies left and right down there.
Jesus. Have they found other bodies?
They found one guy was out looking for metal and found somebody.
Damn.
I've been waiting for him to identify him or them, but there was another one that was found in a pond or under the underpass.
Mm.
Never heard nothing back about that.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a few we're waiting on, huh?
Yeah. And that 15-year-old that's between Memphis and Hendersonville, that one's really got me thinking. I know they say it's a 16-year-old girl, but I don't believe that.
The one at the cemetery?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that they said they already spoke to the family.
Oh, maybe they did. I missed it.
Yeah, it was just a brief update.
But he liked to ride on boats down by the, on the, and he liked to ride on boats. He didn't like putting his feet in the water in the Mississippi or anything like that. But there were things to do down by the Mississippi River that Chris could have taken him on one of those boats down the river and put him on an island.
But wouldn't somebody have had to take him?
Chris?
But he doesn't have a boat.
No, but they can rent a boat down there on the river.
I feel like they would have figured that out, right? Like
it's a wooden boat, a little small wooden boat for kids. It's the size of for a kid.
Have you seen these boats?
I've seen them on TV. I like watching the RV community, and they have wherever they go, they have they tape where they're visiting.
Sure.
And a lot of people go to Mississippi and ride the Mississippi River on the boats. And kayak and tube and. So.
Well,
But anyway, those are my thoughts. It's just my opinion.
I appreciate you sharing your thoughts and calling in.
Because it's been bugging me, and this case has been keeping me awake worse than the Garbage Potato case.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Brian Laundrie, oh man, I wanted to choke him.
Oh, same. That was horrible.
And Roberta Laundrie, I'd like to slap her in the face.
Yes, for sure.
But
these mommies.
What is wrong with her? What are wrong with these women?
I don't know.
They're just, if you're sick of your kids, put them up for adoption.
Yeah.
Give them to somebody that will love them.
It's very strange.
It's just.
All right, honey. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too, and thank you for doing such a good job.
Aw.
I watch you almost every night.
Well, thank you.
I try to anyway.
I appreciate you.
So. And I hope that we find Sebastian soon. I'm hoping Terry Lynn will find him.
I'm hoping somebody finds him and fast.
Yeah, because he's going to be I think they may have put him in a hockey bag.
A what?
A hockey bag. You know how they haul your hockey sticks in? The bag that they put the hockey sticks in?
Sure.
He might be in a hockey bag or a trash bag.
Okay, well, thank you for your thoughts. I mean, those are definitely things to think about.
Yeah, it's possibilities. I'm not saying it has happened.
For
but,
sure. Speculation only.
That's right.
All right.
So, thank you, Jay.
Hey, you're welcome. Have a good evening.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, hon. What a wonderful caller. Thank you for all of your thoughts. Everybody's entitled to their thoughts and opinions here at Jay is for Justice. 727-755-6001, 404. Call me back. I see I missed you a couple times. Freezer Burnt is the patron saint of all theories. 404 coming in hot.
Call from
Susanna from.
Susanna, you are live on air with Jay. What's on your mind?
Hi, Jay. Well, first, I did leave a message, so disregard that. But I was calling because I'm still wondering about the whole Michaela and 12K mortgage.
I'm sexy and
I'm
I know
just
it.
curious if anybody's tried to debunk that because, like, isn't she with T Rev? Has he said anything? I'm
You know
still
what?
wanting. I have not heard a thing.
I'll
Just
be honest.
curious.
I'll be honest. I saw that she paid a bill in April. It's been speculated that possibly Seth gave her money, but I don't think I don't think anybody knows anything. I think everything is purely
Okay.
speculation at this
So
point.
Seth is very silent ever since the Wiener Gate.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
The peen made everyone just shut their mouths quick.
Got it. I got it. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
for the love. You didn't know what you were getting into tonight, did you? You just didn't know.
No. I'm so curious about that because I'm surprised that T Rev hasn't said anything yet. I was.
Yeah, he's kind of just
kinda
keeping it moving,
stopped
I think.
listening
I
to
think
him.
he's just like, all right, I'm just going to keep shit moving. Which is really all you can do at this point. I mean, it's craziness.
Yeah.
Especially when you have the talk of the guns. That was concerning.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, I would have backed up too. You know what I mean?
Well, the guns I wasn't too concerned about. I mean, I guess it is. I mean, if he's legally able to buy guns, I mean,
Right, but
I don't
Seth
know, maybe-
wanted him to buy one for him, which I thought was odd.
yeah, that's odd. But
That's kind of a
it's more
felony.
odd about the penis, though.
But
Or I'm sorry, it's more
Yeah.
odd about the Wiener Gate.
yeah, I mean, maybe Tony got looked into because of that. I don't know. It doesn't seem like his account would
He's
still be
been
there.
silent since then. Since I guess that the very following night he said something. I haven't heard anything else though. Man, poor Sebastian. Like nobody's talking about him. Like this is really cold. That's what it feels like.
It feels that way, yeah. I don't think it is, though. I think I'm still holding out hope that, the fact that they still have his electronics and things, that they're doing
Yeah.
some, what was really weird. I don't know if you followed the Madeline Soto case or
I
not,
did.
but I had
did.
something pop into my head today when I was watching Nancy Grace. And it was weird because she was talking about, the afternoon when Stefan went and he was like dumping her and then he got the flat tire and all of that stuff. And I was
Yeah.
thinking in my head, wow, like during that time when Stefan was doing all of that, somebody could have been doing the same thing with Sebastian.
Well, it's true, and I still question Katie leaving that day to go so and so search. That would have been the time that she would have dumped him. I would have assumed, when she woke up and called the police, like if there was nothing about her car leaving before then she would have, because supposedly they saw him on camera. I don't know if that's true. I mean, this is just crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just reading some of the comments they were saying about it being radio silent. They were saying ever since the peen. And then they said, T. Niece said that's what happens when you send out cease and desist letters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good point,
Yeah.
right?
And Terry Lynn is this. Yeah, and Terry Lynn's out there still, right?
As far as I know, yeah. She's still out there going hard.
Well, I give her a lot of props right there. I mean, Seth ain't out there.
Ain't seen him.
And I was all on his team, and it just seems so weird because he's not out there, and I'm just a normal person, like, and I felt for him, but
Yeah.
now I don't feel for him because he isn't like what he was before.
Yeah. Well, I think you just saw his true colors.
And that's sad.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, if you go back in the Summer Wells case, right? I was like the first one to call Dawn after she went missing and we spoke on the phone before the boys were taken by CPS and all of that. And he, oh
Yeah.
my God, I had no idea who I was calling. Like I literally looked up his number. I heard about the case, called him because I wanted to see if he wanted to, you know, come on the show and raise awareness. And he was like, yeah, sure. He just answered and he talked to me and it went from there. But I had no idea who I was talking to. I didn't know at the time his past and all of their garbage. And when I spoke to him, it was just like, you know, just getting the facts, you know, like what's going on, what happened, da 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 da. And then slowly over time, here, you know, their true colors started coming out. They're drunk on panel. They're getting, you know, pulled over. They're, you know, looking drugged out. And then they start getting angry and lashing out. And it's like, I think especially when people are under so much stress, whether they're trying to hide something or they're going through something, they're going to snap that much quicker, you know? So,
Yeah.
but it was crazy because when I first talked to him, he wasn't rude to me. He was just a normal dad that I was just talking to about a
Right.
missing girl. And then, God, what that snowballed into for the love.
Yeah. How can these people, or how can these kids disappear without a trace? I can't see that. Not with technology
Whole
and all
ass
of that.
people.
Like, how is that possible?
Right. Whole ass people just disappearing. I don't get it. I don't know.
I mean, is there really something to do with the aliens? You know, we had those balloons come through.
Fuck,
I mean, this is weird.
but you know, it's really wild because you have cases of, you know, kids that have been missing for 30 years and like they've never been found. It's like, what the fuck? It's just, it's so weird to me, you know, how whole ass
But
adults too disappear.
With DNA, yeah. With DNA, though, the DNA now, like especially with the, you know, like the Colbert case. But I mean, now things are coming light because you know I did do ancestry because I ended up having a sister that I didn't know of.
Oh, wow.
And that's coming, you know, to play for everybody. A lot of people, especially their parents who back in the 60s, 70s, you got relatives that you didn't know about. But I'm saying like now they're able to track people, you know, killers and all that, which is crazy. I mean, that's great.
But it's
Great,
crazy.
but I just
Yeah.
still don't I still don't understand how people in 2024 can just disappear out of the house.
I don't understand it either. I really don't. Especially in, you know, and I guess we have to think common sense wise because did they really, like, did Sebastian really disappear? Or is it that he didn't walk away at all? That,
Right.
you know?
Well, you and I don't know who he is. We don't know how he is. I mean, I have a nephew who's autistic, but he's very functioning. So, I mean, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell because we're only hearing what the parents are saying, and then I guess the teacher, which is great. I mean, other people can give us better insight, but you know, like we really truly don't know because we haven't ever interacted with this child.
Exactly. No, it's nuts.
Well, thank you for having me on board.
You know, I
but
loved having you on. Thanks for calling in.
I appreciate it. I'm still very curious to hear about the 12K.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get
and
confirmation on that unless.
I mean, I could see Seth getting duped.
Oh,
that,
100%. 100%. But like, I
yeah,
don't know this
yeah,
Michaela, so I don't want to say she would actually do that because I don't know her. You know what
right.
I mean? I don't know her either.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? Because that would bother me if I had people saying that. Like, I don't know her, so I can't say
Yeah.
that.
I just hate how money is and
I do
the root
too.
of everything.
I do
So,
too. And that's what caused a
so
rift between Katie and Chris and Seth in the beginning was this GoFundMe that,
yes,
you know, they decided we're not going to do money. And then Seth's sister starts a GoFundMe and then there they part ways.
right. And that's sad because they all needed to be together to be the army, not to have this Tony dude be the army Like they need to be the army of finding Sebastian. And so it just, there's a rift and there's a rift everywhere. And so that when you don't have teamwork, it's not going to work.
Right, right. And Tony kind of became just the flasher of the case. So
Yeah.
what a
Yeah.
disgrace,
Well, he
for real.
sounds more like he's the money grabber.
Mm.
So, you know.
There's a lot of butt joints.
He can stay in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I hear you. Stay in Okie,
All right,
Tony.
well, thank you.
Teeny tiny. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good night,
Yes.
hon.
It was very Lent. All right.
Oh my God. Good night.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh. Teeny tiny. Eeny weeny, teeny weeny. Unbelievable. 727-755-6001. The lines are back open. Here it is. I was looking for this. 727-755-6001. Tony, that was for you. Bella says she can't hardly hear the colors. Are the colors low? I wonder if the neighbor who lives behind has any footage. I think that the cops have a lot of footage that we probably don't know about. Sarah says 87% say foul play. Wait, where'd your comment go? But somebody wanted me to play this part again about the shoes. Listen. On any ring or trail cameras, by witnesses or tracking dogs. Officials were hesitant to talk about his shoes. What I can say is his mom says all his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot, Craddock said. So Eric Craddock says, I'm not going to say that he's barefoot. So what does that mean? If he's not going to say that that he's barefoot, does he think he was in socks? Then we had the whole socks conversation. Thoughts on a possible grand jury investigating currently? Possibly. Charlie, I'm glad you could make a live too. Welcome, welcome. We're going to take a couple more of your calls, guys. Oh, sorry, the phone lines were closed. 254, try to call me again. 254. Phone lines are now officially open. I had them on pause. Sorry, 727-755-6001. 2,300 kids go missing every day in America. Wow. What's up, little Boston? How are you? Allegedly, what's up, Brittany J? How are you doing? SQ, good to see you. When Jay does this, well, that's what he says. I am not going to say he was barefoot. 254, coming in hot.
From
Kimberly.
Yo, Kimberly, you're live on the air with Jay. What's on your mind?
So what I wanted to talk about was the whole shoes thing.
Yes.
So in my opinion, I feel like they're pushing the no shoes so they got the at-risk level higher so that, like an Amber Alert and like a higher alert can be put out. Same thing with the autism. I know he has autism and he has like an Asperger's type autism, which in the beginning they tried to, downplay his capabilities. And then now it's coming out that he was very functional.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was another thing that they pushed that to be able to get, more agencies' involvement and to show like, oh, he wouldn't have run away. Because a child that's not autistic, a child wearing shoes, and a child that plays online and talks to people at 15
Mm-hmm.
would only be a runaway. They would get zero attention. They wouldn't really search for the child. They'd be classified as a runaway.
Correct. You're right.
So I really feel like the reason, oh no, he's not online, they had to push that because law enforcement wouldn't have helped him as much as they are to find their kid. You know, I really think he left on his own.
But do you think they want that? Because they seemed pretty shocked. Like, Katie said, they came in rapid fire. And then, Chris was like, I never imagined the magnitude. Did they think that only making the little call to the sheriff's department, behind not going through dispatch would just send one, deputy over and be like, well, I don't see him around here. He's 15. Let's wait till he gets, see if he comes home after school. You know what I mean?
No, because I really think that they wanted the help and they wanted the federal level of help. That's why they did what they did, because they could have very easily been like, oh, my 15-year-old son took off. He left. They could have done that, and he would just be a runaway. And like the thousands of runaways that are out there, they could have so easily just said, my son ran away. I can't find him. I woke up and he's gone. Yeah, he plays online with his friends. He could just be a runaway. He's 15. At 15, I pretty much was already grown. I did my own thing at 15. I had friends that were emancipated and drove already at 15. Like at 15 years old, there are a lot of places you're already grown.
I know, but if maybe I'm missing something, but if that were the case, wouldn't that mean that they want him found? So you don't think that they had anything to do with it?
I think they want him found. I think they wanted to control their child using the law enforcement, and they were trying to get him found and get him found quickly. But now I'm unsure, because it could even be the fact that they know where he is, and now they don't want the family, whoever has him, in trouble. So now they're trying to downplay it. But almost like that, the Rudy, was it Frios in
Oh
the Houston
gosh,
area?
yes.
Where, as soon as the attention got off of him being missing, he snuck back and got back in the house. I'm thinking they were hoping for something like that. Now, they got so much attention. I think they wanted 100% of law enforcement attention and that to be brought out. I don't think they wanted media attention like they got. Getting the police to help you do what you want to control your kid is completely different than getting the spotlight put on your family through media. And I think that's the difference. That's why they haven't really wanted to come out into media, except for when they were kind of forced to, because they kind of were forced out to speak.
So what do you think? What's your theory? What do you think happened?
Well, okay, these are the facts that we know, that both sides of the families have said. He has issues with self-control and keeping his hands to himself. He's already been in trouble for doing inappropriate things in bathrooms. He has, a lot of past behaviors with inappropriate, acts. So here he's out all day. Okay, so I have a gay son, and I know this. My son has Grindr. I don't know if you're familiar with Grindr.
I've heard of it.
We cannot go anywhere where he doesn't get hit up to meet a guy in the bathroom. Like everywhere we go. We could be at the grocery store. We could be at Walmart. We could be at Home Depot. We could just be driving by a certain building because it tracks you by location.
Oh my God. Really?
It's unbelievable. Oh yeah, all the gyms. I don't know if you have any gay men watchers to your channel, but people that have, if you do, put a poll out there. How many men that are gay have Grinders? Like, it's unbelievable how men's bathrooms are complete hookup places. I never knew.
Well, it
this.
used to
is,
be
like,
rest stops,
so-
right? I mean, that used to be where
It's
they would meet up.
everywhere.
Mhm.
It's everywhere. We can't even go out to dinner without, like, even the waiters, like, messaging my son on their phones in the back room. Like the waiters at the
Wow.
restaurants, all the gay men. It's a whole gay.
Well, they're
men
horn
thing.
dogs, you
It's,
know?
like,
They are.
crazy.
They're horn dogs.
And it's these like undercover, like married men that are like bi, and they like hook up with a lot of gay men. Also, you have that whole group,
Yep.
so they can't really do it at home. So they're like meeting up at these places. in
Right,
bathrooms.
right. But what
So-
do you think was Sebastian though?
So they were out and about all day, and I kind of feel like maybe he met somebody in a bathroom, and he's been having some kind of thing, talking to some guy in the bathroom. That's what I think.
Like
And I
that
think
day?
It completely does.
Or
I think all the time, yeah. And I think he tells him where he wants to go. His mom, like, hey, I want to go to BJ's and I want to do this, and then go talk to the guys in the bathrooms. And I think he says, oh, I want to go to Roadhouse, and meets the guys in the bathroom. I think he's met up with guys. I think he's talked to guys, and I hate to say it, my son at 15 was doing things that I didn't know he was doing, that I didn't find out until he was older, and he like admitted these things to me, and I thought I was like a hover parent, and I knew everything because I had a real open relationship with him. I thought he was telling me everything, and he wasn't telling me everything. He did a lot of things I had no idea he was doing. There was a point where he even had like a link that he had put up where he kind of made some weird video even on YouTube. It was weird, and like guys could click on the link and stuff, and he was like talking to guys through YouTube. My son was at 15. So this was even a different, YouTube now, they're a lot more strict than they used to be. There's a lot more things on YouTube, 10, 15 years ago, that you could do. But my son was doing things I had no idea that he was doing. Talking to older men. One day he had a gaming system came to our house. This guy bought him a pink Nintendo gaming system, and it was like a handheld, and it had Pokemon on it. And they were talking through the Pokemon game. And I'm like, man, this is a groomer. He goes, yeah, I know it is. But my son, he didn't let them really groom him. What he did was he took advantage of them trying to groom him, and he got like gifts and stuff. And he had them send him money. My son was like, he didn't let them groom him. I'll just say it that way. He took advantage of it. And he like got gifts and all kinds of stuff from these weird old men. And I'm going to say even to today, he kind of does stuff like that. And it's weird. That in that lifestyle, it's a very different lifestyle, I will say. Like, and bathrooms, it just sent a big red flag to me, because you heard it on both sides. You heard it from Chris, and you heard it from Seth, and both of them said that he was doing inappropriate things in bathrooms.
Who said that?
So where did he?
I've never
Both of
heard
them
that
did.
about bathrooms.
Oh, yeah. It's in interviews. They both said it. Both of them said it on different interviews.
Do you know which
That was,
interviews? Because I don't recall hearing that about bathrooms.
Yeah, I'll have to find them. I'll have to find them. Yeah, no, they both said it. Both of them said it. That he got in trouble. Seth said it on the thing, like, oh, it wasn't that serious. It was like, you show me yours, I'll show you mine kind of thing in the bathroom at school. And I was like, wow, that right there, that to me, like, who's teaching? He's learning to hook up in bathrooms. And I thought that was very.
I think it was just
that
like
was a
because it was
big
at.
red flag to me.
I think it was just because it was at school. Like, I think if he
At
learned to
school,
show
but-
like his thing, it would have allegedly come from his dad, who walked around naked when he was a kid.
Yeah, or the fact that he was already molested by somebody else.
Maybe.
That was another thing. I was thinking, that kid that molested him when he
Like,
was
what the
younger
fuck is this? And
is
everybody's
also
like, what the
older
fuck
now,
is
and
this?
he's older now. That's somebody I would look into, is making sure that person didn't contact him
Who?
in some way.
Who?
The when he was molested by the older kid
Oh.
when he was 8. I would look into to make sure that kid didn't contact him in some way, because it's very common also for even victims to contact in that type of thing, for them to contact each other later. That would be something I would look into. But no, it's just weird. I really feel like he met up with somebody and he left. It's
Gotcha.
I really feel that. I feel like every single thing that they said that he doesn't have when it comes to media and access to things, he absolutely has access. Switch, you have access on a Switch. Minecraft, I play Minecraft even today. I like Minecraft. I'll be in a room with a bunch of little boys. This kid, he broke my house. Go get, like I have these little kids telling me to go correct the other little kids because they like break each other's houses and stuff. But like, Minecraft is a fun game. But
I've never, I can't say I've ever
absolutely
played
online.
any of those games, but I hope that you turned in the person that was grooming your son. That's concerning.
Yeah, no, I never did. My son became an adult, and it was a choice that he made not to. I didn't realize it until he was an adult and we talked about it. But I didn't turn the person in. That, and I never even thought about maybe I should. That's something that maybe that person is still out there grooming other kids.
I mean, those people don't change, right? What state are you in?
Yeah, they don't. I'm in Texas.
Oh, in Texas.
I'm in Texas, yeah.
Wow.
The guy wasn't even in Texas, though. The guy that was sending him stuff wasn't even in Texas. This was some guy that he met online. He goes, in Discord chat rooms.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a lot of different servers and stuff, and then they will meet up in games and everything. It's unbelievable the things that the kids do, and that I wasn't even aware that my son was doing when he was that age.
Well, I don't know. I raised 2 boys myself, and my boys weren't doing any stuff like that. They weren't doing anything like that. They played video games, but yeah, I never had any experiences like that. However, my children are older. Well,
right, mine are all adults now. Have you ever sat down now as they're adults?
Oh,
say, hey,
sure.
you know what? Did you ever do this stuff? Wouldn't
Sure.
They admit it to you now?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we've talked about stuff like that.
Yes, mine too. Yeah, mine did though. Mine did do it all behind my back, and I had no idea a lot of the stuff. Now I do see it now with the grinder and all that, but I mean he's 27. I can't, he's an adult. He can do whatever he wants. But he definitely, the whole grinder thing in bathrooms, and oh my God, bowling alleys are huge for it. They're all in the bowling alleys, and especially a bowling alley with a bar. I mean, I could really, gaming arcades. Those people they're all there hooking up with each other. I'm not saying that they're predators there, but what I'm saying is the game society that you don't see it. It's like, unless you are around it, how it's happening in the background in those bathrooms at all these places. Like, I was just in shock. I can't even believe it. Like, we can't even go to the grocery store without somebody, oh, I see you on aisle 4, meet me in the bathroom. Like, to my son, everywhere we go. That's what Grindr is. It's unbelievable. But I'm not saying he was on Grindr, but these people are out there meeting in the bathrooms. His chances of coming across.
Why is it just bathrooms? I'm confused.
I don't know. Yeah.
Can you explain that?
It is though. I don't know why it's bathrooms.
Did you? I mean,
it is bathrooms. It's where they're meeting.
I mean, like your son, he didn't tell you why it's bathrooms.
Well, see, I mean, that's the only closed off area in a public place there is, I think. I mean, they are also meeting like different gyms and stuff. The Planet Fitness here, every time we drive by the Planet Fitness, people are, because it goes by location. Grindr does. It tells you how many feet you are away from somebody. And like, if you go near a Planet Fitness and you have Grindr, people are you should download the app.
I'm
like
good.
A thing and go by a Planet Fitness and you'll see what I'm saying.
No, I'm
like,
good.
Literally, you're gonna get hit up and hit up.
I'm all set on that.
You don't. Okay, but somebody.
All right. Well, you have a good night. All right, we're gonna take some more calls. Thanks for
All right,
calling
good
in.
night.
Take care. Stay safe. The phone lines are open. 727-755-6001. Cricket says keep it going. Why, Cricket? I don't know. Was Sebastian on Grinder? I don't know. I mean, what we just talked about is real, but it's like crazy. I know. Sparkling Bubbles says, good grief. Oh,
Call from.
Fellow Bulldog.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
hello, fellow Bulldog. You are live on the air with Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Is this Teresa?
It is.
Hey, girl,
It is. Hey.
Y'all,
Oh, gosh.
it's so good to talk to you.
Yes, you too. You too. I watch you all the time. I log in
know.
on my phone where you can see me, but other than that, I'm on my TV, and I haven't figured that out yet. So
I
but
appreciate
I watch
you
a lot
watching.
more than you know.
I
You're
love
great.
it. I love it.
I love your coverage, and I love how you let people voice their opinions, and it doesn't have to be everybody's opinion.
No, and it's definitely
But-
not. Everyone's going to feel differently about especially stuff like this, right? Like,
Right, for sure.
so what
Yeah,
do
and then
you think?
emotions get
What's
involved,
your
and
theory on this?
I don't know. I it's sad to say, but when I heard yesterday about the bone being found,
Mm-hmm.
part of me felt relieved because I thought, oh, he's gonna finally, this is at peace,
It's going to come to an
finally be
end.
at peace with this, and
Mhm.
let's bring it to an end and figure out what really happened. I really think law enforcement knows a lot more than they're telling us. I
Mhm.
really do. I mean, we've seen that in a lot of cases where all of a sudden this other stuff comes out. But every once in a while, especially the photo
Oh,
thing.
man.
I had to jump back from that and take a break for my own mental health.
Yep.
I was waking up and thinking about this and going and seeing any updates, and it just got too much. Especially when the details start coming out, and it's just all these evil people.
It's bad.
It's you heard about the splash park, right? In Rochester.
Yes. Yes.
Gosh.
So get this.
know?
I was watching today and I saw that the prosecutor's office in Oakland County is ready. No, not ready, but they said that they were willing to consider charges on his mom.
Yes, I heard that, and also the sister, because I
This-
guess he had pulled his gun.
Yes.
I guess he,
Yes.
had pulled his gun on her, and she didn't report it when she should have. Obviously there was an episode going on with this guy. But no, I heard that too. What do you think of that? Do you think? I mean, I kind of thought that was just going to be, 18. Once you're 18, you're an adult. It'd be
Yeah.
18 and under for those kind of charges. But wasn't this guy like
40?
27 or
He's
something?
42, dude,
Oh.
and he's lived with his mom for 19 years.
No, I didn't even hear that.
Yes. So it's
Oh
like,
my God.
I don't know what the fuck to think because it's like
I know,
she's
I
on
know.
vacation, but I guess what happened is like, did you hear this? The sister went over to check on him. He was walking around the
Okay.
house with a gun. He pulled a gun on her, and she called
Mhm.
mom and said, I'm not going back over there. He did this with the gun. And the mom said, I'll deal with it when I get home in July.
Oh,
That's
no.
what I read in the Oakland Press. And I was like,
Oh my gosh.
I think it's the Oakland Press, whatever the hell that's called. The Oak.
Right.
But yeah, I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like, okay,
probably.
so now we have Karen McDonald again with precedent
Mhm.
charges.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
They found 11 guns in his house.
Oh no! See, I didn't hear a whole lot more. It kind of sickened me, so I stopped watching for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
It came out. They found
but
11 guns. The neighbors were worried that
11.
maybe he was going to start shooting up like around the neighborhood, that he had another
Well,
plan.
they must have known he wasn't right too. You know.
Yeah, I think they said he was always home and quiet and
Wow.
reserved. They always say that. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
awful. Those poor children.
Wow.
The one thing I don't know, I didn't hear an update. The mom and the 8-year-old that were shot were in critical, and I haven't heard an update on that.
Yeah. The only thing that I had read was they were still, all in the hospital, as of today, being treated.
Yeah,
So,
sad.
I don't know care-wise. How sad. Gosh.
I mean, a
I
freaking
mean, that's
splash
so
pad.
close to home for us.
My God.
Right. And why? I mean, what? I just,
I don't know.
people just flipping the.
Right. Like, what made him jump in his
Man,
car and drive up there,
take off
do
and
that, and then
decide
go
to.
home?
Right.
What was he going to do if the cops didn't follow him home?
Mm-hmm. Well, it took so long for a picture of him to come out too.
I haven't seen one.
Usually pretty much right away.
Is there one out?
Yeah. Yep. There is
Oh,
one
I
out.
gotta look
Yep.
for that. I haven't seen him.
Yep,
It's
for sure.
Michael
For
Nash,
sure.
right?
Yep. Nash. Yep. Crazy.
I don't see any pictures.
Yeah, I seen one. Oh, you know what? I'll try to find it. I think it was on Metro Detroit Crimes or something.
Oh, like on
On
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
find it, email it to
Yeah.
me and I'll post it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've been
For
wanting to
sure,
see
I
what this
will.
dude
Yeah.
looks like. Oh my God, how
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah. Like most of these guys, just normal. It just, you don't believe it that, they did that. It just,
Craziness.
you know, yeah, especially with the Maddie Soto thing. I just,
Mm.
I just can't believe Jen is just, I think they're just, I don't know what the point. She can't take a plea. She can't, not a plea, testify against him or anything, because look what the charges they already have towards him. I mean, he's done.
I don't see why.
So what's the hold up here?
Mm.
What's,
Well,
I
did you
just,
watch
I
Nancy
don't,
Grace tonight? She did
I didn't.
she
No.
did an episode on this, and they were talking about that. Like, what is the holdup? Like, she literally told them to go sleep upstairs in room number 4.
Right.
And they were
Right.
saying that maybe they just don't even have eyes on her. That maybe they're just going for Stearns.
Going
And
golfing.
I just felt sick
Wow.
hearing that. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
that doesn't seem
Yeah,
like
for
justice
sure.
for Maddie, because her mom was supposed
No,
to
not
protect
at
her,
all. Right. Yeah, you
Sickening.
could tell in the body cam though. Grandma sure wasn't happy.
Mm-mm.
I could just read into her. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, she
You
did
know.
not like Stearns. And she knew something was
Mm-mm.
wrong.
Right. Yeah.
But the aunt
You
that
know,
Nancy Grace had on was actually the dad's side of the family.
side of the family. Yeah, yes.
So
Sister-in-law, I think, wasn't it?
she didn't really have much to add because,
No.
obviously they didn't know anything. So,
Right. And trying to co-parent across the states, and I do believe Jen probably, tried to keep her from him, especially if Jen knew there was any secrets, that could come out.
yeah, like room
'Cause
number
you
4.
can't go that long. How do you not know that?
You know,
It just
I don't know. Like, where was Stearns getting money if he wasn't ever working?
right. Yeah, for all these expensive
Yeah.
gifts he was grooming her with, and
1,700
you know.
photos? I mean,
Oh gosh, it's just sickening.
it's awful.
Well, all we can do is just pray that all these victims get justice.
Absolutely.
That's all we can really do. So it was great talking to
It
you.
was great talking to you
Very
too,
much
hon.
so yes. So okay, well I will keep watching you, and I'll
Are
talk
you
to you
still
again
in the
soon.
ROMEO?
And just north of there,
Oh, are you?
Almont.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Close
Yep.
enough.
Yep.
Man, I miss
So
home. I miss
been in
home.
Romeo all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
All
For
right.
sure. Well, I love you, girl.
I love you too. Take
And-
care, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, keep on keeping on.
All
Okay.
right. Bye, hon. I think that's a wonderful place to stop the call-ins tonight with my old high school friend, Miss Teresa. Yes, Michael William Nash. What a bastard, huh? But we've been talking about Craddock tonight. So I want to play this from Craddock. This would be 2 months ago already. This would have been on April 2nd.
Since late February. The investigation remains ongoing with steadfast support from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, and many other local and federal resources. We are exploring every lead that comes in and every tip that comes in. As I said before, the investigation remains ongoing. The entire community is deeply saddened by what has occurred. We're all extremely concerned for Sebastian's welfare. I want to encourage the community to stay vigilant, to report anything that they think may be of some significance to the investigation, no matter how minute it may appear to be to you. Please call 1-800-TBI-FIND with any tips, or the Sumner County Emergency Communications Center at 615-451-3838. We understand the anxiety and the concern that this case has caused in the community. We too share the anxiety and concern for Sebastian. I want to reiterate that we are doing everything we can to find Sebastian and bring him home. Despite the passage of time, the commitment to finding Sebastian remains unwavering. I said this when we scaled the search back. Our commitment to finding Sebastian remains. We will continue to investigate every possible lead that comes in. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office wants to express our gratitude to the community and the many individuals who have helped in the search, the many individuals who have called in tips, the many individuals who have printed flyers and kept Sebastian's face in the news. Nothing would make me happier than to wake up tomorrow morning with a tip that cracks this case wide open and we find Sebastian and bring him home. At this time, I'll turn it over to Susan Allen from the TBI.
Thank you, WG. Hi, good morning. Thanks for being here. We know how invested everybody is in the search for Sebastian, in finding out what happened to him and bringing him home. And we want to let everybody know he has not been forgotten. Nobody's forgotten about him. Nobody has given up looking for him. At the beginning of this investigation, there was a large land search for him. It was very visible. There were also waterways, lakes, ponds that were searched. There were aerial searches with helicopters and drones and fixed-wing planes. They were done at night. They were done on weekends. They were done during the day. That was very visible, and it was something everybody was able to see. But we want to let you know that even though there is not that high visibility in investigating this case, that we are not done. It's gone back to what could be considered good old-fashioned police work.
Good old-fashioned police work.
Interviewing individuals, re-interviewing individuals, checking out leads, rechecking leads. We have been working with other law enforcement agencies who have had, in other jurisdictions, who have perhaps had some complex cases of their own that they've worked on to get tips from them. We have had, this day of technology with everyone having cell phones and doorbells and ring bells and surveillance cameras. That, as you can imagine, has been a bit of a chore to be able to collect all those and then review them. It's important so we know what's out there. We have been reviewing that, reviewing it again. We have had other agencies involved. The FBI has been helpful in that.
Susanna, thank you for becoming a Patreon member today.
Secret Service has also
This is from April the 2nd.
Helpful in that. So we are just trying to do whatever we can.
Listen to this part again, guys.
Reviewing it again. We have had other agencies involved. The FBI has been helpful in that. Secret Service has also been helpful in that. So we are just trying to do whatever we can to advance the investigation. It has not gone to a place where anybody has forgotten about him or is not pursuing this. The parents have been cooperative throughout at the beginning of the investigation. They have pretty much done whatever law enforcement has asked of them. At this point, we don't have any evidence. There is not any kind of an indication that there is a criminal element involved. But we are keeping options open. We don't know what has happened. We don't know where Sebastian is right now, so we are pursuing any and all avenues. We do want to caution there are some social media elements out there who purport to have information that is direct from the investigation. I just want to reiterate that that is not the case. Some of the information that is being provided on some of the social media channels is inaccurate, incomplete. We don't want this to damage the investigation, so we would just caution anyone who is following the case to just use some caution as to what you see and what you believe. It's caused a bit of a distraction because a lot of what has been out there in some of the social media channels has been rumors and speculations and theories, and some of that has been advanced and people have caught a hold of it as if it's what's really happening. That has resulted in us getting information that is either, like I said, distracting. It's taking away time and effort from what the agencies need to be doing as far as looking for Sebastian. We have had so far, as of this morning, 314 tips that have come in through the tip line. It's been mentioned, but I'll say it again. It's 1-800-TBI-FIND. We are also taking tips through email, which is tips to TBI, TBI, at tbi.dn.gov. What's next? We want people, as the Chief Deputy said, to continue to remain vigilant, get Sebastian's picture out there, continue to share his picture, his information. Now that it's getting to be nicer, well, not today with the weather, but now that the weather has turned warmer, people may be more inclined to be in their yards. If you go out and see anything that looks different, let us know. Something where perhaps a teenager could have hidden. If you have a large amount of property in the area or something that has any kind of holes or unstable footing or ledges where a teen could have gone to hide or to play, and you don't feel comfortable checking it out, let us know. We'll get somebody from law enforcement to go out there with you or to check it out themselves. We just want to make sure that every stone is unturned, that there's no stone left unturned, that we want people to make sure that we are looking everywhere we can. We do want to continue to get the tips, but please don't provide information that you might have seen through social media channels. If you have information about Sebastian, about conversations you might have had with him, things he likes to do, places he likes to go, any people he may have mentioned that are in his life, that could be helpful in finding out maybe what he was interested in. Finally, we want to thank the community. We want to thank the media. You guys have been really good about keeping his name in the public's eye. That's really important. And thank you for your diligence in providing that information out there. And as Chief Deputy said, we also want to thank the community. From the very first day, everybody has really been all in as far as whatever they can do to help in the search, to help pass information on, providing water for the teams that were out conducting the ground searches. So thank you again to everybody. I'm going to pass it back to Eric Craddock.
Mr. Craddock.
The weather is rolling in. We've got time for some questions, so yes, ma'am.
I was a few minutes behind, so sorry if I missed this, but has there been any indication at this point of foul play or anything of that nature?
Any indication of foul play? Yeah, that dude's 42. Yes, that's him. Teresa says that's the screw. Yes, that's him.
There is no evidence to support foul play is involved in the disappearance of Sebastian.
But at this point, you don't rule it out?
We're not ruling anything out.
So 5 weeks, and you guys covered so much ground. Searching, going back, researching, checked out every case of a possible sighting, nothing confirmed. Not a trace of Sebastian anywhere, nothing found. No footprints, no video, nothing.
Nothing that is taking us to locate Sebastian.
And are there any working theories?
We come up.
Okay, he says, but nothing on any of those videos or anything, and he says, nothing that's taken us to locate Sebastian. So that doesn't mean there's nothing there. It just means nothing that has helped them to locate him, but it doesn't mean it's nothing that's given them clues. That they don't have any clues, they just haven't located him. Listen to that.
Nothing that is taking us to locate Sebastian.
And are there any working theories?
We come up with theories almost daily and try and investigate and make sure that we're doing everything we can to find Sebastian.
Share any of those?
No, sir.
He says, that's Nick. He says, we come up with theories every day. And he says, do you want to share some of those theories? He says, no. Just like Nick Barris asked him, is that a trash truck? And he said, no. And he said, can you tell me what it is? And he said, no.
case, and as a follow-up,
Have you ruled up Sebastian's mom and stepdad in this case?
cleared their alibi?
I think the TBI said it best. They've been nothing but cooperative with law enforcement since day one of this investigation. There is no evidence to support foul play on the part of Sebastian's parents.
Is that moving to Memphis interfering at all with your investigation? Is it changing possibly the avenues of communication?
No, sir.
You mentioned when you were asked about recent evidence, we heard some rumors that didn't seem to have some validity, that there were glasses found within the past few days. Can you confirm that?
There were some glasses found in the past few days.
Or have you been able to identify if they were Sebastian?
We are still investigating.
And on the Cajun Navy, have you found how was that coordination happening? Have you found their work helpful? Are you guys working in unison or separate teams?
The Cajun Navy is operating independently. They have not reached out to us.
Have you found their investigation or their work helpful, or has it been one of the distractions that have been mentioned?
One of the things that I really appreciate they've done is print flyers and keep Sebastian's face out there. It's my hope that one day somebody sees something and calls in and this case breaks wide open and we find Sebastian.
They claim they've received threats. To your knowledge, have they filed any police reports or reports to the Sheriff's Department documenting any of these alleged threats?
No, sir.
Are we able to learn anything about what those threats are?
They would have to call the police and report them.
Where does the search go from here? It's been 5 weeks.
So that was about all of the threats that searchers were saying they were getting, and he says that there were no reports that came in. True crime and other stuff, I have the same thoughts. Hey, Pink Honey.
Do you believe he's still alive? And what are you guys going to continue working on?
My hope and prayer is that Sebastian is still alive, yes. We're going to continue to work on this investigation, follow up every tip and lead that comes in. Some of this may revert back to us going over some things that we've already done for the 6th, 7th, or 8th time. A fresh set of eyes never hurt anything. We're going to continue to work to find Sebastian.
Have the stories been changing at all? Have you been talking with people, interviewing them for a second time possibly?
There is no...
So the question was, has the stories changed at all since you have been re-interviewing people? And he is quick to bite back. There is no evidence of foul play. There is no evidence of foul play. Is he friends with the... I don't know. Meep. Meep, meep.
No evidence to support foul play.
Are there any active current leads that you guys are pursuing?
We have tips called in daily.
Any of those tips seem legitimate enough to expand law enforcement resources?
Regardless of their legitimacy, we're going to follow up on them.
Will there be any other agencies pulled in to help in the search efforts for this case?
I'm certain there will be.
You met with the biological father and mother this past week. Was that at their request, your request? Was that just re-interviewing them again?
That was at the request of law enforcement. It's not uncommon to talk to the family in investigations like this.
So he was asked, look at his face here. You interviewed bio dad and bio mom. Was that part of, re-interviewing, whatever he said? I trust Eric Craddock. I really do. I really do think that he wants to find Sebastian.
I've got time for one more question.
Just overall, how has this investigation impacted the morale of your department, especially with all the scrutiny coming online?
Let me put it to you like this. If my kid was missing, this is the team I'd want on it. The men and women of the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, the FBI partners, the other local agencies, the Secret Service, everyone who's had a hand in this case is doing everything they can to find Sebastian. Morale's high. We are here and we are dedicated. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for keeping Sebastian in the public. Please continue to publicize this photo. Thank you all.
He's very short and to the point. You guys crack me up. Holy shit, the poll. At 109 votes, y'all say 72% don't trust Eric Craddock. Ramona Darasset says, take a good look. This is the face of corruption. Poor Eric Craddock, really? Why do you think that? How about his sit down with Nick? Let's watch that real quick. This is a quick one.
There's been an exhaustive search for Sebastian Rogers, but with few updates from
Nick.
authorities in recent weeks, some have wondered, is enough being done?
We're doing everything we can do. Every time a tip comes in, we follow up on it.
Eric Craddock is chief deputy with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office and heads up the investigation. He sat down for an exclusive one-on-one to talk about what they do when there are few new leads.
I think in the absence of information, what we'll continue to do is go back over everything we've already done once, put a fresh set of eyes on it.
To that end, Craddock says searchers recently found a pair of glasses, which they are checking to see if they belong to Sebastian. He says the parents continue to fully cooperate. Any evidence of foul play?
We have not cleared anyone, but we have absolutely no evidence to support foul play.
I asked about exclusive home security video.
Sorry that was so
from the
loud.
neighborhood the night Sebastian disappeared. You can see two suspicious light sources, which we've circled here in an area behind the teen's
Thank you,
home.
Myron.
Since we first aired the video last month, authorities have said no evidentiary value.
It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No.
No,
Why?
because the investigation remains ongoing.
And so it could play a role down the road depending on developments?
We don't know what we don't know. I can't.
yeah.
This dude drives me nuts. This drives me nuts right here, okay? This drives me crazy.
No evidentiary value?
It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No,
Why?
because the investigation remains ongoing.
And so it could play a role down the road depending on developments?
We don't know what we don't know.
know. So yes, it could play a role.
So many are, of course, closely following this case. How difficult has it been, all the noise on social media?
Oh, the rumor mill on social media has done nothing to advance this case.
Craddock says investigators continue to work the case daily and deal not with feelings, but facts and evidence.
There's no stone left unturned.
Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
So I tripped out when I heard this. I was like, oh, he said stern. But I was told that it was probably just a slip up. This was April the 2nd. This was also April the 2nd. But listen, he says there is no stone left unturned. And I was like, oh, Stearns.
Nick Barris, News Channel 5. With feelings, but facts and evidence.
There's no stone left unturned.
Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
Eric says we're not helping. He's like, no social media tips, please. Well, I mean, look at what they've got coming in. Shit.
Cleared anyone, but we have absolutely no evidence to support foul play.
I asked about exclusive home security video.
Why is he seem so defensive?
No evidentiary value?
It is of no evidentiary value.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No,
Why?
because the investigation remains ongoing.
And so it could play a role down the road depending on developments?
We don't know what we don't know. So yes, it could play a role.
So many are, of course, closely following this case. How difficult has it been, all the noise on social media?
Oh, the rumor mill on social media has done nothing to advance this case.
Craddock says investigators continue to work the case daily and deal not with feelings, but facts and evidence.
There's no stone left unturned.
Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
There's no stern left unturned. Ouija board, Cindy says. They have a lot of cases to work on, Sumner County. He sounds like CP, you think? Pine needle, stop. Actually, the Stern interview at his house. What do you mean, Ramona? Sounds exactly words of Chris Proudfoot so much I had to watch it twice. What Stern interview? He doesn't look like Proudfoot. He's actually cute. I like Craddock. I don't want you guys to say he's corrupt. Because I think he's cute. I don't have a reason not to trust this dude. Just don't think he has the track record for a case this big. Yeah, but is he like the lead investigator? I know. He said Stern. It tripped me out when I first heard that. That's weird, huh? And Stearns was hiding Maddie's body while this was going on.
Not with feelings, but facts and evidence.
There's no stone left unturned.
Nick Barris, News Channel.
Okay, 73% of you don't trust him. Vicky, he said it would be studied. Weird. I do too, Jess. Mark. We don't know if he's friends with CP. He seems nervous to say the wrong thing, little. Probably know each other from school. He's trying to protect his job, says Janelle. Mark thinks Craddock has a spray-on beard. Yeah, I don't like that either, Pink Honey. What do you think of this? Do you think that that's a freaking slip?
Facts and evidence.
There's no stone left unturned.
I mean, Stearns was doing this, hiding Maddie while this search was beginning for Sebastian. So freaking weird.
We want to get to this breaking news right now.
Oops.
There's been continued to work the case, not with feelings, but facts and evidence.
There's no stone left unturned.
Nick.
Okay, what do we think? What do we... Y'all are crazy as fuck.
But facts and evidence.
There's no stone left unturned.
I bet he's in bed with the proud feet. My gut doesn't like him, but he has a cute face. Y'all, I love you so much. Grammy says, could you imagine having a meeting with him and Chris Brownfoot? Would never get anything done. Joey, when was the last interview Katie had? It's been a minute. Bella, but they don't want to get him on neglect of a child. They want to get all the evidence together and get them for whatever happened to Sebastian, right? We don't know what we don't know. Kathleen says he's a cutie pie. Did he, Pink Honey? We don't know what we don't know. Just a slip of the tongue. He knows how stern Chris is. We don't know what we don't know. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. This has been a wonderful call-in day. Sternstone. I think so, too. Mother McReady says, I trust him. I believe he's saying without telling. They are waiting for enhancement of the Ruckus flashlight vid where they can identify who it is. And the car, yes. Cindy, thank you so much. We need a whole show on credit calls. Okay, we will. We will. There are no stones left unturned. We don't know what we don't know. And I told him to go to bed. And he did. He has a tiny head, small mouth, poor guy. We love you. We love you, Craddock. We love you. All right. I'm telling y'all to go to bed, and you better. So thank you for calling in. If you missed calling in, hopefully next Wednesday we can talk to you. That is the creepy Michigan splash pad shooter. Sayonara. I mean, wow. So here's a thought for you ladies on the way out, and gents. We did a silly thing earlier. If you had to tell a secret to either Chris or Seth, who would it be, right? Now we're going to dance it out and roll our credits and all that good stuff. And we're going to do this. If you had to choose a future husband, would it be dun, 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 Michael Nash or the lovely, wait, where's my Eric Craddock? Put a 1 for Michael Nash, put a 2 for Craddock. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to do a special live stream for you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, get some sleep, and I'll see you on the flip side. Good night, guys. Thanks for all the lovely call-ins, and thank you, moderators, for being here. Bye, y'all. So much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further? Bring it all in. And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. Something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back.
One Jennifer or two Jennifers?
Thanks so much, Jennifer.
Jennifer loves horses. Hi, Jennifer.